Hey YouTube, it's Casey. Technically it is now Wednesday, so I am exactly 5 months on testosterone, and instead of doing an update on that, I may do something like that later. I thought I would do a binder review, because I have a couple different binders, and I know that not all of them have reviews on YouTube at this point. So I'm going to be doing a quick review on 3 binders that I use. The Underworks Tri-Top binder, I have a lesloveboat strapless binder, Velcro strapless binder, and also I got one of the new gc2b binders, and that one has just been on the market for a short amount of time, and there's not a whole lot on it still in terms of like comparing it to other binders, so I thought it would be informative to talk about. I'll start with the one that I wear most of the time, the one I've had the longest. This is my Tri-Top binder from Underworks, and it's like pretty standard binder, I think. It's the one that I use almost all the time, up until I got my new binder, the new gc2b, but I'll get to that. This is, Underworks has a couple different varieties. They've got like Tri-Top, which is short like this. They've also got a double front compression, which is long. It goes all the way down. This one is made of like this stretchy material, and it's kind of rough to the skin. It's got, the back of it just has one sheet of the material, and then the front, the part that goes over your chest, has 3 layers of Tri-Top, go figure. And it goes down to, let's see if I can kind of show. It goes down to like halfway down my ribs, like just about right here. This is the bottom of my ribs, and it goes that far down. And I'm a pretty skinny guy, so all of my binders work pretty well for me, but just keep in mind, if anybody watches this, that this is coming from the point of view of a pretty skinny guy who's got a pretty small chest. But this binder works really well for me. I've had it for a long time. They do kind of get curly around the edges. This is the second one I've gotten. The first one I lost somewhere along the way. On vacation somewhere, doing something, I don't know. But it gets a little curly around the edges, and like, I don't know if you can tell, but like, the elastic is kind of coming out along the edges, and it collects a lot of deodorant in like the armpit area, which is kind of gross, but you know, you wash it. I would say for any binder, while I'm talking about it, if you're going to wash them, I have no issue putting them in the washing machine. I think it's fine. I don't put them in the dryer unless I really have to, unless I do it by mistake, because the heat from the dryer kind of like kills the elasticity of them, and over time they'll kind of break down faster. But after you do wash them, also keep in mind they shrink a little bit for the first couple wears. So anytime you wash it, it's going to feel a little bit smaller than when you last wore it, because the more you wear it, the more it kind of stretches itself out. But, you know, my Tri-Top is kind of like the old, reliable one. I wear it pretty much, I'll wear it for like a long time, long stretches of time, and it kind of compresses all around, you know, not just your front, but your back as well, which is why you hear a lot of guys complaining about like back issues from wearing binders, and you can definitely see that with the Tri-Top. And even though it's only got the one layer in the back, it's still pretty constrictive. And, I mean, it's got enough coverage for me as a small guy. I don't have any issues with that. I do like that the neck is a little bit lower on this one, so it doesn't show under a t-shirt. If you're wearing, like, I wear an undershirt or like an A-take, whatever you call them, on top of this, and like just a little bit will show, but not really. So that's the Underworks one. The next one that I bought, I've had this one for a while, a couple years. I don't use it very often. This is the lesloveboat one, and it's, at the time when I bought it, they only had 2 options on the website, small or large. I just looked it up a couple minutes ago to check in on them and see how they're doing, and there's also an extra large option, which is apparently the same length as the large, just a little bit taller, but their 2 sizes are small and large, and that's just like how long they are. It's literally just like a long stretch of fabric that you wrap around your body, and it's, you know, kind of like an ace bandage, but better for you. You know, if anybody sees this and you're binding with an ace bandage, don't look it up online. There's all sorts of bad things about binding with an ace bandage. It's really harmful for your body. Don't do it. Seriously, there's better options out there, and they're not that much more expensive than an ace bandage, I promise you. But, so this is just like a long stretch of fabric. Stretchy. I initially got this when I was going to go somewhere that was really hot, and it didn't arrive in time. lesloveboat ships from, I don't remember where, Asia somewhere, maybe Taiwan. I'm not exactly sure, I don't remember. It's been a long time since I looked at their website, but... So it didn't arrive in time, and I was kind of upset because I was going somewhere really hot, and I wanted something that wasn't going to cover a large area of my body, because you can see it, like, just covers the chest area. It doesn't cover, like, anything else. But it turns out this thing, it's kind of thick. It's a lot thicker than the Underworks binder or the gc2b, which I'll get to. Like, thick, like, this way. And it gets really, really sweaty. It goes right up under your armpits, so it kind of rubs there. And you just kind of, like, wrap it around your body and Velcro it, and you can adjust it, which I like that you can kind of like adjust it throughout the day if you need to. It's not gonna stretch out as you wear it like the Underworks binder does, but you can kind of adjust it during the day if you need to. You can kind of just like unvelcro it and loosen it if you need to. And I've definitely used that in the past. That's been a saving grace, because talking about breathing issues, this one can get really difficult to breathe in, because you can bind it as tight as you need to or as loose as you need to, which of course means I always pull it much tighter than I need to, and I have to loosen it throughout the day. And this is just continuous pressure all around your body, like from your front, your sides, your back. So if you've got like any sort of back issues or lung issues or anything like that, then it's good and bad. It's good because you can loosen it. It's bad because you're probably going to want to pull it as tight as you can, and then after just a couple minutes you'll realize that it's too tight and you need to fix it. So I wear that one once in a while. Like if I know I'm going to have a long day and I just want to like rip it off immediately, it's super easy to take off. You just rip it off. The last binder that I use is a new one. This is a new company that just came out not too long ago, and I got this binder a few weeks ago. This is the one from gc2b. And from what I was reading on their website, apparently this is like a revamped concept of gc2. I believe they had like a first version of this, and I guess this is the second version. It looks a lot, initially it's the same kind of style as the tri-top, and the website also has like a tank version which goes down to your waist instead of just halfway down your chest like I like. But this is much nicer feeling fabric than the Underworks tri-top. It's got like, it actually feels like fabric, not just like rubber that's been sewn together. And it's got a little bit more stretch to it, and the seams are sewn together nicer. It's got like nice seams so that they don't like fray rubber out the edges. And this is interesting because on the back it's got like, I don't know what the deal with this is. It's got this line. This is just like a seam that goes across the back, and I haven't quite figured out what that's for, and I almost took it out to begin with, but I decided to leave it. But the front is interesting because like if you look at the front, this is the top of it, but if you turn it inside out, you can see that the binding aspect is on the inside of the binder, and it starts like just below the shoulders and it goes all the way down, and it's this white thing, and it feels like some sort of like heavy-duty cotton or something, and it does not stretch. It's not stretchable. So it's just the back that's stretchy, and the front is just this hard, resistant fabric. And I haven't washed it yet, so it's still pretty rough. I'm hoping that it's going to soften up over time, because the tri-top is also rough, but, like, I don't know, I guess I've gotten used to it. This is really rough. Still, it's just, like, this really hard fabric. It almost feels like somewhere between cotton and a burlap sack. So not the most comfortable thing, but I think after I wash it, it'll soften up a little bit. But this works really well because, like, it's not so constricting on my chest when I'm breathing, like on my lungs, because on the back it stretches. And so unlike the tri-top where it kind of binds all around, it kind of just binds your chest flat, because, I don't know, something with this fabric, and I think it binds better than the tri-top does. For both the tri-top and this gc2b, I was in between sizes, and I decided to size up instead of sizing down like a lot of people do, because I value my lungs and breathing air, and I like to be able to do that, and I think that's more important to take care of your health. But so I sized up for both of them, and they're both small. I'm pretty sure they're both small. They may be extra small for me. I don't know. No, I think I'm in between a small and an extra small for both of them, and they've got different sizing charts, so don't assume that because you're the same for one, it'll be the same for the other. But so this one is also the same size as my Underworks one, but it's considerably smaller than my Underworks one, so it binds a lot better. And I'm trying to pick them up at the same time so you can kind of see a comparison of them. So this is like the gc2b one is maybe a centimeter or two shorter than the Underworks binder, so if you have a larger chest, then it might not cover the bottom of it completely. I've heard guys online complaining about that. The shoulders on the gc2b are much wider than the Underworks one. This is the Underworks one, and this is the gc2b one. So the wider shoulders means that it distributes the weight more evenly, so it's not as hard pressing on your shoulders. If you've worn a binder, then you kind of know what I'm talking about. It also means that the neckline is further up, so like I tried wearing this with like a tank top, and you can see like the whole top of this where the neckline is, and you can see like the shoulder bits. And it's if you're trying to be stealth, then this is not the best if you're not wearing like something that covers all the way up to your neck, because it's going to show through. It's going to come up, like, it would be up to here maybe on me. You'd see it like underneath this shirt. So you just got to keep that in mind if you get this one. I do like this binder a lot, and all these binders are... lesloveboat is a little bit more expensive. I think that one was around $40 plus like expensive shipping because it's coming from overseas. The Underworks and the lesloveboat were both in like the early $30 range. Like, I'd say they're both under $35. Don't quote me on that. I'm gonna put some links below the video to all the websites and the prices for them. But there's also a fourth company that I don't own any binders from, and I know back a few years ago when I was first searching binders, more than a few years ago, honestly, but Underworks and Tea Kingdom were two really big competitors, and I never got a Tea Kingdom binder. They were more expensive and I couldn't afford them. And also I just liked the idea of the tri-top. I like that there's 3 layers of compression on the front and that it doesn't go all the way down your body. Some people do like the full-length compression vests just because they feel like it helps control like their waist or their hips or their stomach or something. I don't really have that issue. I don't want something compressing my whole torso. I feel like that's too much. It's pretty uncomfortable. But those are the 3 binders that I have, and if anybody has questions, feel free to post about them, and I'll definitely get back to you and answer them. And I would recommend looking into this new company, this gc2b company, because they also have colors other than black and white. They've got like blue and red and green, and it's kind of cool that they're making binders kind of like, they can be like a fashion accessory almost, instead of just like underwear that you try and conceal from other people. And I like this. I keep doing this because I really like how stretchy this fabric is, and it's so much more comfortable to the touch than the Underworks binder is. So those are the binders that I wear. I wear them every day when I have work. I don't wear them around the house because they're physically uncomfortable. Mentally, they help me a lot, but physically they're shitty to wear. But physically they're helpful. So I wear them for like a full work day, and sometimes for me that's 8 hours, and sometimes that's 16 hours plus commute time. So, you know, at the end of the day they do get to be pretty heavy on your chest and pretty constrictive. So make sure that if anybody sees this video and you are wearing a binder, that you look up proper information on the internet about how to properly wear one, because there are proper and improper ways, and you want to make sure that you're not doing any permanent damage to your body. And I think that's it. I'm going to post the links below to the websites where I got these binders for anybody who's interested. And I'm going to do a follow-up video within the next couple of days about a little bit more about binding and talking about chest surgery, because I'm thinking about doing that. So until then, those are my binders. I hope this information was helpful to somebody. If you got any questions, let me know.